Something strange lies buried under a quiet hill in Turkey. No one expected it to exist. Not this early, not this advanced. Long before the first city, before farming, before writing, people gathered here to build something mysterious. Huge stones arranged in perfect circles, carved by hand 12,000 years ago. It doesn't fit our timeline. It doesn't fit our logic. What was this place? Who built it? Watch till the end. The answer might rewrite everything you know about human history. Number 1. The discovery that shocked archaeology. In the dry hills of southeastern Turkey, a site called Göbekli Tepe changed everything we thought we knew about human civilization. Archaeologists call it Potbelly Hill, and it sits quietly above the ancient plains of Sanliurfa. For decades, no one realized its importance. It was discovered in the 1960s, yet for years, no one understood what it truly was. Local shepherds often found strange stones buried under the soil, some carved into shapes. It wasn't until 1994, when German archaeologist Klaus Schmidt began digging, that the truth started to appear. What Schmidt and his team uncovered was not a village, not a farm, but an enormous temple complex built 12,000 years ago, long before agriculture began. That means this site was created by hunter-gatherers, not farmers. And that single fact turned the story of human history upside down. Number 2. The oldest temple on Earth. To understand how ancient Göbekli Tepe is, think about this. The pyramids of Egypt are about 4,500 years old. Stonehenge was built around 5,000 years old. Göbekli Tepe is more than twice as old, dating back to 10,000 BCE. It is made up of several large circular enclosures built from massive limestone pillars, some standing over 16 feet tall and weighing up to 20 tons. Each pillar was shaped and carved by hand using only stone tools. These pillars are arranged in circles, with 2 taller stones standing in the middle. They face each other as if representing 2 figures or deities. Around them, smaller pillars form a ring, each carved with images of animals, foxes, snakes, boars, cranes, and vultures. Number 3. The builders and their world. Who were the people who built this place? They lived at the end of the last ice age. The world was changing. The climate was getting warmer and wetter. Wild plants like barley and wheat were beginning to grow more abundantly, and herds of animals moved across the plains nearby. These early people were hunter-gatherers, moving in groups, hunting gazelles and wild sheep, and gathering nuts and fruits. They did not yet grow crops or raise animals, but they had the organization and intelligence to plan huge projects. Göbekli Tepe required hundreds of workers, coordinated effort, and shared belief. Stone had to be quarried, carved, transported, and lifted into position without metal tools or wheels. That kind of teamwork suggests they had strong social bonds, possibly brought together by shared rituals or beliefs. For the first time, archaeology revealed that human cooperation might have begun for spiritual reasons, not just survival. Number 4. The meaning of the pillars. The heart of Göbekli Tepe lies in its T-shaped pillars. They are not random shapes. They represent stylized human figures. If you look closely, you could see carved arms, hands, belts, and loincloths. These are not animals or gods. They're people, possibly ancestors or spiritual leaders. Each pillar seems to face each other, as if 2 figures stand in silent communication. Around them, animals are carved into stone. Lions, leopards, birds, and snakes. The site gives us the earliest known example of symbolic art on a monumental scale, proof that complex thought and belief existed long before writing or cities. Number 5. The mystery of the vulture stone. Among the carvings, one stands out, the famous vulture stone. It shows a large vulture, a scorpion, and several other animals. Above one of the wings is a circular symbol that has caused endless debate. Some claim it represents the sun or even a cosmic event. Others believe it is part of a seasonal calendar. The more accepted explanation is that the vulture stone represents the cycle of life and death. There is also evidence of a skull cult at Göbekli Tepe. Archaeologists found fragments of human skulls that had been intentionally carved or marked. The carvings and skulls together tell a story of people who were deeply spiritual, who believed in an unseen world, and who built this place to connect with it. Number 6. How they built it. Building Göbekli Tepe was not easy. The limestone pillars were quarried from the nearby hilltop using flint tools. The builders carved deep channels into the rock to free the stone, shaped it into pillars, and dragged them using ropes and manpower. Archaeologists found unfinished pillars and partially carved stones nearby, showing the process in motion. This was engineering thousands of years before civilization, showing not just skill but long-term planning. Each circular structure likely served as a ceremonial center for gatherings, feasts, and rituals that united people from across the region. Number 7. Layers of time. Göbekli Tepe is not a single structure. It's a multi-layered site built and rebuilt over centuries. Archaeologists have identified 3 main layers. Layer 3 is the oldest and most famous. It contains the large circular enclosures with the massive T-pillars, dating to around 10,000 BCE. Layer 2 comes later, with smaller, simpler rectangular rooms. Layer 1 is the most recent, made up of soil and debris that buried the entire site. What's strange is that the site was intentionally buried around 8,000 BCE. The people who built it filled the enclosures with earth and stones before abandoning them. No one knows exactly why. Some suggest it was a ritual closure. Whatever the reason, this act of burial preserved the site almost perfectly, protecting its carvings for 10,000 years until modern archaeologists uncovered them. Number 8. The cultural connection. Göbekli Tepe did not exist in isolation. Nearby, there are more than 40 related sites, including Karahan Tepe and Nivali Kori, which share similar stone pillars and designs. These places form part of a network that stretched across southeastern Turkey, showing that this was a regional culture, not a single tribe or village. So Göbekli Tepe wasn't the work of aliens or a lost civilization, as some claim. It was built by real people, humans like us, who had imagination, faith, and the will to create something enduring. They didn't need outside help. They had intelligence, curiosity, and cooperation. Number 9. From ritual to civilization. One of the biggest lessons from Göbekli Tepe is that belief may have come before farming. For decades, historians thought people settled down first, grew food, and then built temples. But here, the evidence suggests the opposite. People may have gathered for ritual or worship, and that gathering created the need for food and stability. To feed large groups during ceremonies, they might have begun planting wild grains nearby, which eventually led to the birth of agriculture. In other words, spirituality could have sparked civilization. Göbekli Tepe shows us that the human desire for meaning and connection may have been the force that started everything we call society today. Number 10. The ongoing excavation. Even after decades of research, only a small part of Göbekli Tepe has been uncovered, around 5% of the total site. Beneath the soil, radar surveys show many more stone circles waiting to be excavated. Each could reveal new information about how ancient people lived, what they believed, and how they communicated. Excavations are now being carried out carefully by teams from Turkey and around the world. The goal is not only to uncover the stones, but also to preserve them. The site is fragile. Carved limestone exposed to the open air after 12,000 years needs protection. Researchers continue to find new details, tools, animal bones, and plant remains that help reconstruct life in the Neolithic period. Every new discovery adds another piece to the puzzle of early humanity. Göbekli Tepe isn't just ancient, it's proof of how far imagination can take us. What do you think these people were trying to say through the stone? Share your thoughts and don't forget to subscribe for more discoveries.